Welcome to the Property Premier League, the weekly podcast on property meets Premier League football. I'm your host, Chris Mervyn, and joining me are my co-hosts, Steve Green and Jamie Aspland. Each week, we're diving into the world of property and football from the unique perspective of professionals who live and breathe both. So, if you're passionate about property, Premier League football, or both, you're in the right place. Get ready for your weekly dose of all things property and football with the Property Premier League. Let's kick off. And before we do... Well done, Steve Green. Let's get straight into it, Steve.
I was surprised we could do this podcast. I thought he'd have his graphic designers in, Chris, just moving his wall around slightly. I thought
literally before this started, the first thing he said to me is, I switched him on and onto the podcast, and there was a picture of the wall with the trophies on, and then it was straight into, I've already been onto my designer. How much is it going to cost?
He's got to get that up as well quickly before he goes to prison for wearing that T-shirt. So as you won't see it.
Well, he's told me he can't take them down and move it across. It's a whole new design.
Yes.
You're having a laugh. Just how hard can it be? Just leave them off, move it up, get design, and get it up there.
Mate, you sound like when you go into the mechanics. Hey, how hard is it? It's taking a wheel off and just fixing it, isn't it?
Yeah, just sell my house in a week.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Bender. Up there for.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh God! What a few days.
What a few days. Let's get straight into Palace first, mate, because it's fresh in your memory. You only came back yesterday. How was the whole journey? How was the whole thing? And did the kids enjoy it? I'm sure they did.
The kids loved it.
Great.
Like, first of all, massive thank you to Sports World. I highly recommend Sports World if you want to do away games to, I don't know, Bayern Munich versus Dortmund, where they were absolutely spot on from the moment we arrived at Gatwick. They basically ushered us with paddles, go this way, get on this coach, we're arriving at the hotel, your key cards be on the table, don't need to check in, tell them your name, grab your key card, back down here for dinner, and just the whole thing was as smooth as anything, particularly with two kids, because that was my biggest worry. Like, I've heard the stories when I was over there on a few beers that lads that have been like doing 16-hour journeys or trains that didn't get into Berlin on time, missed the connection, or had 8 minutes to meet the connection. And it just sounded like an absolute disaster. So, yeah, it ran really smoothly. Leipzig's a strange place, It's almost like a manufactured city, but I did some research, it's not. It's just very industrial, very typically German. And then you go in and then you've got the old parts. But yeah, it was good atmosphere. I saw videos of fights, but to be fair, I didn't see nothing. It was all really, really nice between two sets of fans. And at the end of the game, this would never happen in the UK. Like when we beat Man City in the FA Cup, and I mentioned that, they left at the final whistle, completely gone. And it was just us in the stadium. On, what day was today? Friday. On Wednesday night, the Rayo Vallecano fans stayed right until the end, clapped us, supporting their team. Their team came over to us supporters, were clapping us. Like, it was superb. But yeah, what an amazing few days, wicked few days. But yeah, got back 7 o'clock last night. Left at 8:30 yesterday morning.
It's got to be said as well. I mean, the 1-0 win wasn't a Mateta, but you were all over him, weren't you? I think you were well in control of the match by sounds of it.
I think we were, but then I was reading reports that they reckon that the Spanish were all over us. I'm thinking, am I watching a different game here? Because I didn't feel under the pressure that they were going to score at any point. We didn't take our chances. Mitchell in the first half, just before half time. Pino hitting the bar twice along the line, and us not getting a rebound in. And we scored the goal. But I didn't see them threatening us at all, really.
I wish I'd wrote the date down, Steve. What did I say to you when you was kicking off about your manager? I said to you, what would he do this year? He'll win that conference.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing.
And honestly, I was talking to, not you two actually, another set of lads. I've got other mates. And we were talking about whoever gets John Paul Mateta next. What a lucky team they are. There's no centre forwards out there. And if they get him, whoever gets him, they reckon he's been touted to stay in the Premier League. We won't afford him. Just out of him staying in the Premier League now, isn't there? What some lucky team's going to get him, I think.
How much is he worth?
Yeah.
How much is he going to go for?
Well, there's no forwards out there, Chris. That's the problem. I was talking to some Spurs fans, and there's no forwards. Who do you sign that's a forward that's worth having? Exactly. You're on about going back to get players you've previously owned.
Well, I think he's going to go AC Milan for 30 million in January. He's 28, 29, so he's at his peak. So he's
Absolutely
probably
not. I
worth.
reckon you get 3 seasons out of him.
I think you'll get 35,
You offer me him for
40
30
million.
million for 3 seasons, I'd fucking snap your hand off. Same with
Mm.
people talk about Bowen. Bowen's older than him, and they want West Ham want 50 million for him.
Yeah, but they won't get that. They'll get 30, I reckon.
It's you boys. Apparently, you boys that want him.
They want everybody now. No,
Yeah, exactly. We're linked to everybody, and people know we've got to spend. That's the problem, isn't it? As soon as you've got a bit of money, you've got to spend. Then suddenly you are linked to everybody under the sun. But I think the deals for the Spurs, rather than digress a little bit,
it's what happens to Palace now. And that's the concern. Like, we've got the massive high on Wednesday night, and like he signs off with 3 trophies under his belt. First trophies we've ever won. The last
statue outside the stadium.
Yeah, the statue outside the stadium. The last 375 days compared to 40 years of support.
That's long outside that stadium.
Been the best year ever. But like I said to my Palace mate, I was like, if he leaves, do the players turn around and go, look, we can't better this. That chapter is closed with him. Like, do we move on now? And I can see it happening. I can see a lot of those players potentially. I hope not. I really hope not.
And this is not a disrespectful way, Steve, but they reckon you have got what's his name from Bournemouth, don't they? They reckon he's going Palace, and that is some. If you could get him, that is some signing. That is.
Yeah,
and apparently he's waiting to see if you got into Europe. So obviously you're in Europe now, aren't you?
Yeah, Europa.
As is Bournemouth were.
If we get Iriola, I think you kind of want to par then. We feel like we've lost Glasner, but we've parred him with another manager of the same ilk. That the worry is that we're going to go down that Sean Dyche route, and I just hope that Steve Parish looks at this and goes, "We have to build. We have to find someone with the same ilk." And he is the only one that I can think of. You know, there's rumours of Long's manager in France, and I've no idea about this guy. But him, we all know him. We know what to expect. It'll be attacking, decent football, and we could probably play the same system that we're playing with the same players. And surely they'd be excited.
I think you've got a massive high bar, though, haven't you, for any manager coming in, regardless if they're good, because ultimately he's proven that you can win trophies. You don't need to go out and spend 100 million on a player. You just need to have a good ethos and a good team spirit and hold it all together and push in the same direction, which is the basis of any successful team, I suppose. But I think that.
I think that even if Parish had offered Glasner 15 million a year, I don't think Glasner would take it.
Principle.
Yeah, he is. He's man of principles, and he's made his decision, and his mind's made up. He's gone, and I don't think he'd change his mind. There's a big hope that he would, but I don't think it's about that. It's like, I've come in, I've done what I've done for 2 years. I know there's
no way he's staying now because he's going to go out on a high. He's done all them 3 trophies. There's no way he's staying. But weirdly, 2 weeks ago we talked about they talk about Slot staying now. Chelsea have got their man. United have employed Carrick. Glasner. His move that we're all talking about, maybe Liverpool and this, it's not as clear cut now as what we once thought, is it? When you thought 2 weeks ago it could be United, it could be Liverpool, it could be Chelsea, but now them 3 are, if it's true, are sorted.
Yeah, it's also the players as well, isn't it? Players as well, like Wharton, you had a fantastic game from the highlights I saw of the final, and he would fit into loads of different teams, including my team. But why would he move? Why would he move across? Actually, Palace are in such a stronger position than any Spurs in particular. Yes, he'll be part of a project, but he's going to be part of a project anyway. He is already. It's just what they do next. And I think that's and you can tell me better than most, Steve, that would be the question mark for Palace fans is, okay, let's push on. Can we push on? Can we now invest in the team? Have we got the money to do it? So it's difficult.
Brennan, your boy Brennan, one of the only people to have gone back-to-back European champions. Get that tattoo out, Greenie.
The funniest thing is that Goosehorn, I've got no space left on my arms. That Goosehorn that we've got on loan from Villa.
I thought you put BJ on there already.
Nah,
yeah, it's very, very secret.
Goosehorn, we got the grass. Goosehorn at Villa, who's on loan at Palace, won a Europa.
Oh yeah, he's done it as well.
One game,
yeah, he's won.
And he's got medal on Wednesday for Palace as well. So yeah, it's funny how it works. But Brennan Johnson didn't even get on. Hey, Pino played all right. And to be honest, the player that's frustrated me all season, Kamada, I think he should have got man of the match probably, and not Wharton. because he was really silky, very similar to Wharton. But yeah, it's all done, boys. Got home last night. We move on. I'm shattered. I've got a day full of appointments.
Yay! Excellent news. And then, well, yeah, you should have booked it off. But at the end of the day, you're just pushing it back, aren't you? You got if you deal with it today, then next week will be a lot easier for you. Like anything.
Exactly. That's my thought process.
Coming back on a Thursday and going to work on a Friday is never a good idea.
No.
It's all right if you've won.
Well, yeah, but they don't care.
Yeah,
They're just going to bombard your emails.
Until you read your emails.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, reality.
And Jay, let's have a. You went down to watch the Everton Spurs match, didn't you? Spurs.
Yeah, it was a bit last minute, mate. I sort of knew what I was going down for. Jai wanted to go. On the Thursday, I said to me, "You sure you want to go, mate?" And he's like, "Yeah, why?" I was like, "I can tell you what's going to happen, mate." And it's what happened.
What happened? You had one job, Jay.
Never
to be fair,
one job.
Never that.
To be fair, the Spurs fans, obviously, they stayed up. They were quite graceful, actually, at the end. They were all right. They were bearable. I think they've realised now that 17th and 17th in 2 years in a row, it isn't as pretty as they say in that nice big stadium. They've got to do something about it. So, as Chris just said, it's a time to clear out and get new people in. De Zerbi seems to be the man that people seem happy with him down there. So, yeah. I think now they've got to trust him to build a squad. But, yeah, I think he went with his right team. I think he did the right thing, to be fair. No one really. Pedro, I don't particularly like him, but Pedro Porro, what his name is, he had the right passion for the game. He did it in the right manner. I still ain't convinced you're going to end up with some of your big stars there that you think you might do it next year, Chris, because Van der Ven and them look like they give zero shit anything about the team, to be fair. So I can't see that.
Van der Ven, I'd be gutted to lose because I think he's actually a good player, but I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is, if that makes sense. Yeah. He does leave massive
I would say you've had a lot of that with your team throughout the season, though.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, there are players who are definitely leaving. That's happening, and we've obviously got players who we can sign and we're not going to sign. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. And even Tell, there's question marks over there where you sign in, but he's 21. I would sign him, to be fair.
The one I'd sign is your middle midfielder. He didn't play enough till Palhinha, what's his name? Palhinha, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, we'll sign him. I think so.
Well, you should do.
He's a fan of him. He's a good player.
First thing you need to do if you get Robertson from Liverpool is make him captain. It's the first thing you should do. 100%,
No, not yet.
Mate, I think he'd sort them out. Like, you can't have Romero as captain after what he'd done. And
Romero won't be there next season. Romero's gone.
How that boy can even walk back in the stadium and go, oh yeah, shit, I've been put under pressure here. I better get back from Argentina.
Yeah, but you got to remember there's a media narrative as well, but they have not handled it very well, have they? So
he flew in that morning.
It's shocking.
And apparently he didn't look like he wanted to be there. But I think Spurs have basically said to him, "We pay you, get here now, so we're going to get lynched."
Yeah, as a fan.
Apparently flew in and flew back out again. Apparently.
What an arse.
That ain't no club captain, though, is it?
No. Ben Davies is the club. He's the type of person Spurs through and through. You need that all the way through. Everton, one of those teams, the same as well. But Ben's not there in the season, so we have got to change the guard. Definitely.
I don't know though if you need a fullback. To be perfectly honest, I would say you need everything else but fullbacks. I thought they both did all right on Sunday.
Yep. Yeah.
So for Robertson to go there, for me, I guaranteed he's going to play football at Tottenham.
The thing we need, and what everybody's crying out for, we've already said it, is a striker. Real laps. This is not out there. The quality strikers aren't out there, and the ones which from a few years ago are just not good enough now. There is a real dearth, should we say, and that's the same with England as well, as we said before in this podcast. So we've got a real jump, and we've got matey boy signing for Barcelona this morning. Gordon proves that actually.
Honestly, I've been obviously a lot of Everton chat, so we get £5 million out of that, so I'm not massively upset. But I literally must be the only. I can't see how he's worth that money or can play that level of football. I just can't see it. And if I was you, Chris, I'd be busting Tottenham Hotspur to go and get Marcus Rashford.
Oh yeah, we went for him a while ago, but I think
you ain't getting him. He's going back to United.
Yeah, Man United want him back, I think, and that's why the deal's been done.
The thing is, like, Rashford was 25 million.
Yeah, they've got the option to sign Rashford 25 million. They've gone out and spent 75 million on Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. And also, where are Barcelona getting their money from, by the way? Because I thought they didn't have any money.
Government, Spanish government.
They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to sign players either. But then they sign them, and then you have to wait for them to deregister someone else. And
yeah,
well, they're talking about Alvarez for Barcelona as well. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's another like 50, 60 million there.
Oh, more
Alvarez, I would love Alvarez, but his stock's gone up because obviously he had a good season, and like we said, there's no one up like him out there. So I'd have him straight away.
Lewandowski's leaving though, isn't he? Isn't he leaving Barca?
Yeah. It's basically Barca. Well, if they sign, I think I heard 100 million for Alvarez. There's 170 including Gordon. Let's round it up. There's 200 million in thing with Rashford, because apparently the Rashford deal is not off. They're still looking at potentially that, but I would rather have Rashford than I would Gordon. A decent Rashford, a Rashford back to his old days.
Like he has been last couple of games. Right. To be fair, he's done
He's done all right. Definitely,
but the 25 mil wasn't an obligation to purchase, was it? It was actually you would give you the option, because obviously they didn't know what's happening with Man U, so it's not as if he's some more.
They tried to renege. I think they tried to renege on the deal, Barcelona, and then Man United turned around and went, no, that's the deal, and then all of a sudden 69.3 million for Gordon. Behave. Like, Jesus Christ, Claire Bolden is not worth that. Not a chance.
Looking forward to the letter through the door. Thanks.
Do you know what? I'm glad I wasn't at Selhurst Park on Sunday, because guess what? The bloody tabloid was playing out.
Oh,
London forever, like full bell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, come on.
That's sackable offence, surely.
It is. So there's a whole lot of Arsenal fans that had no tickets that turned up, and apparently they did their presentation for the trophy 40 minutes after the game, and after we'd done all our speeches and lap of honour and all the rest of it, on to Leipzig, and they let all these Arsenal fans that just turned up with no tickets into the stadium, and just let them sit where you were sat, Joe, in the half-weight stand, and then play that and all their other little crappy songs. I'm glad I wasn't there.
It's good, to be fair. That's good for Arsenal fans. At the end of the day, that's a good. That they've managed to do that, but not.
That's not football. I left London, obviously, and went over. I go over the bridge next to the Emirates to get home, basically, on the train, and you will see the amount of fans that are there. That's where they should be. If you want to go watch your team, go to your home ground, not go to Palace.
I get that, but that's definitely a Palace issue.
We lose that. That's just commercial. We lose that ability of football.
It wouldn't happen at any other club.
I want them to be told to get your trophy. Go on, take your trophy. Go. This is Crystal Palace, not Arsenal. Off down the road if you want to take it.
Yeah. And obviously, mighty West Ham going down. So there's a few players there we've already mentioned. Bowen, they're gonna have to get rid of some players. What's the winger called as well? I can't remember.
There'll be quite a few there, mate, that are available.
Quite a few.
That Tati's he's a forward I'd have a look at.
Unproven though, isn't he?
Don't know. He's been decent season there.
Decent in the poor team, but saying that, he had a good last couple of games there as well, really. So, and they're keeping Nuno as well, which is probably the right thing to do, because if you look around, who else is out there? It's Scotty Parker.
He's a good manager, mate. He'll get them. If they can keep hold of him, he's a good manager.
Well, look. Put it this way: he had a bum deal at Forest, didn't he? You did have a bum deal at Forest, but you don't fall out publicly with your chairman. You can't do that. It was always going to happen. So.
Good morning, Mr. Mariakis, as well, by the way. Thank you very much. Apparently, we're doing our victory parade from Croydon to Nottingham. That's the rumours as well.
Just to involve some of their fans,
Take that.
Brilliant.
Enjoy
so you guys are in the conference.
No,
league.
We're in the Europa. We are back where we should have been, Christopher. At the beginning of last season. So we're in the Europa. And if we win that, we're in the Champions League. Come on!
Well, it's a tall ask. But
Champions again,
a tall ask. So, Steve, who do you need for your club then next season?
A goalkeeper, a manager, a left back, a right back, a centre half, midfield, left wing, right wing, front.
Nice.
Manager first of all. If we get Iriola,
Keep hold of Wharton.
He's 4 to 9 on to join Palace. If we get him, then we'll just have to see what happens. I don't know who's going to leave and who's going to stay. You know, you've got Nketiah coming back, so they won't sign a striker because Strand Larsen is the replacement for Mateta when he goes to AC Milan or wherever he goes to. But AC Milan are not, I don't think, in the European competition next year. So why would he go there? He wants to be in the French squad. He's in the World Cup French squad, but who knows what happens next season? I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's too early to tell. But first of all, we need a manager and we need Paris to sort that out and do it while we're all on a high now, not in a month's time. We're all sat there watching the World Cup. I want to know now because this keeps this momentum going. And we go from there. I
guess it's a difficult one because Mateta, what was the reason for him from leaving? Because the stars were leaving, they weren't reinvesting in the team. Is that why? Or
I don't really know. Like, he had his head turned. I think maybe it was an accumulation of Gahey leaving, Glasner the same week saying he wanted to leave, and he probably felt that everything was falling apart. Like, I think, like my missus said, I think he realises he did wrong in January, and he realises, you know, where his bread was buttered. But I don't know. Like, I just think back to January when I was at Macclesfield, and then like 4 months later, I'm in Leipzig, Germany, watching them pick up that trophy. Like, that's
a wise footballer once said, "It's a funnier game, mate, isn't it? If you, like you said, 1 minute you're at Argyle or whatever, the next minute you're at Wembley. It's absolutely crazy. So that's how quickly you can turn as a football fan. Yeah. And 1 minute you're in despair, can't believe this has happened. Don't like Glasner, don't, you know, get him out of my club, that kind of thing. And next minute, he's winning you another trophy.
You think back to 2010 when we were hours from going into liquidation to where we are now. But it's the last year, it's the last 12 months where it's been really good. So there's a father and son behind me in the stadium, and I turned around and I said to him, "Is that your dad?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Treasure these moments, mate." I said, "Honestly, treasure them." I said, "Because you'll never get this ever again." I said, "These are my 2 daughters and now they're living it through me." I said, "But there's one person missing here," and I said, "It's my old man," and he died just after the 2016 Cup final. And I said, and to have him by the side of me over the last 12 months, I would give my right arm for. So embrace this. Yeah. Bless him, mate. He was in his mid-20s and he bawled his eyes out. He grabbed me, he hugged me, and he sobbed on my shoulder. The two of us just, I was in absolute bits. But yeah, it's little things like that.
I think it's a socially acceptable thing to go to the game with your dad, daughter, son, whatever you are, with your family. You've got that connection with it. It brings back memories for you, Steve, and things like that. And you relate going to football with your grandparents, your mum, your dad, whoever it is. And it's socially acceptable for your teenage kids to be with you. That kid's in his mid-20s crying on your shoulder. It's passion. It's what I think the world misses a lot of the time, which is passion and stuff that comes with it. So I think it's amazing, and people should be able to be emotional and have passion and show that support. And that's why it's important. It stays as a fans game. It must be a fans game, a commercial business.
There was one bad story. I'll tell you a quick story. There was a father and son on the next block along from us, and we were walking down the stairs, and the lad, who was about 17, he fell on the steps, walking down to his seat, done his ankle
before the match.
Before the match started, his ankle blew up like a massive ball on the side of it. He obviously rolled it or fractured it. He's in agony, he's crying his eyes out. Paramedics came down and they're trying to get him out of the seat, and he's going, no, I don't want to leave my seat, I don't want to leave my seat. Next thing you know, you've got a stretcher coming down, and he took the father and son out of the grounds before the game started, and he missed it. How gutting would you be? Like, you know, he was just probably like walking down probably with his phone, like we all do, you know. And then when we came out of the ground, there was a guy in his 50s, and it's typically German stadium. You've got all these massive steps that come down. It's huge, and the actual stadium's behind that's sunken into the ground. We're walking down, and there's this bloke on the left-hand side in between the 2 levels of steps, absolutely covered in blood. And the steps they were quite shallow steps, and he must have tripped. He went down. Oh my God, he was battered, bless him. But
did he get to watch the game?
He got to watch the game.
That's what I did.
But that father and son combo that missed it, just those little moments, isn't it?
I wish someone pushed me down the steps at 2 minutes to 4 on Sunday.
Mate, if I was there, mate, I would have gladly. I'm joking.
They were poor. They were really poor. Everton. I'm sorry, mate. They were, not good.
They were. They did more.
The only positive that Emma was allowed to come back to work because obviously her husband supports Tottenham, so she's allowed to come back to work on Tuesday, so that made it all worth it.
Oh, such a kind boss, mate. Such a kind boss.
No, he said she wasn't allowed to come to work if they got relegated, not the way round.
Oh, I thought you were stopping. Oh.
Well, to be fair, I've got a vacancy.
I'll let her know. She can commute down there, mate. It's not far.
Bit of a drive in the morning.
Only a 6-hour commute every day. It's all right. Each way.
No CV needed.
Personal recommendation. There we go. Fantastic. Good. So big season coming up, guys. Just rounding the podcast off. We'll finish early today. But what do you think regards to your chances next season then? Just I'll start on Spurs first if I want to. So we've got a massive summer ahead. Drawn a line in the last season, like we should have done the season before, apart from the cup. That just paper cracks. Draw a line under it and move on. And I think the factor of feel good is definitely back in the fans. They've got some positivity, but that's what we do as fans anyway. As soon as we escaped relegation,
positivity.
Yeah.
You'd be embarrassed by saying that. To be fair, it's not positive at all. You just survived in the Premier League, and now you've got to go again.
Mate,
he's typical Spurs. He's typically Spurs.
I'm about to tell you the story behind it. Literally, we survived it, and I'm like, straight onto my WhatsApp with some of my Spurs mates, and one of them I text message, I hate football because ultimately I'm now thinking that we're going to challenge next season. That's obviously not the case. Straight onto it.
I saw this on Instagram. It's a bloody Spurs fan going, I think we're top 6 next year. Definitely top 6 with deserving a bit of investment. I'm like, this is why no disrespect, Chris, you're a pal. But this is why we all wanted you to go down. Because this is exactly the mentality that you lot have. You have this God-given right that you think you're in the top 6. And you get muppets like that. We're top 6 next year. I know you haven't. And I've got another Spurs mate that's exactly the same as you. But the majority, and what is probably media led to a bit, is that they put those people in front of the camera that honestly think they're going to be top 6. And it's just like, that's why we hate you.
It gets more of a reaction, definitely.
That's why we hate you.
But you can say that about most perceived bigger clubs, to be fair. You can say that about most perceived. You can say that about Liverpool, you can say that about Arsenal.
Yeah, we can say about them.
But Arsenal, at least Arsenal have done it. So
and they are cringy. They're more cringy than you lot. Definitely.
I totally agree with that.
They're just an embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. But
going back to my synopsis, don't get too taken away with slagging Spurs fans off. Jesus Christ.
I'm tired.
Yeah, you're a bit grouchy. Good luck, staff. Good luck today.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Going back to the Spurs theme, we've got loads of players to get rid of. I reckon we've got 3 players to get rid of at least. There's quite a few players which aren't good enough anyway. We've got loan players to sort out as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens on there.
You've got players come back from injury as well, haven't you?
We have.
And people like that. And Maddison, obviously he's back, but not back fully.
Yeah. Those will definitely help. Kudos as well. He was a massive loss when we because he used all our hopes of all our hopes on him creating something, and without him any creative midfielders, it wasn't going to happen. So big season coming up, but I think let's push on, and I would be happy with
wait for it. Oh,
mid-table. Mid-table push on and get some stability there basically for the seasons after, because we need to build. You can't go from 17th to challenging top 6. That ain't going to happen unless all the stars align, there's no injuries, and you get players playing above their ability, which isn't going to happen.
Good morning, Manchester United fans of the last 10 years.
100%, and they might have a bit of a fall themselves, but who knows? I'm not going to speak to you next, Steve, because you're slagging Spurs fans off. Jay, Everton, what have they got to do? Where's your aspirations next season?
We'll finish 13th, as we have done. Always have done. Hopefully don't sell anyone that needs to be sold, as in we don't want to sell. Illerman's done me a favour because he's been shite the last 6 games, so hopefully he's talked himself out of a move, which is good. We need quality, we need strength, we need players. Full-back's big area for us, I think. And we need a centre forward, mate.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Your centre forwards
I
aren't
think
good enough.
a lot of teams need a centre forward, and where you find that centre forward from. We talk about Gabriel Jesus.
Can't see that.
We play one centre forward. Liam Delap's the one we need. Will we get Liam
That's-
Delap? Probably not.
That's more your
But that's the one that we need.
Is Alonso going to like him though? His style, Delap style. I'm not sure he will.
No.
Yeah,
There is talk about us getting that Nicholas Jackson, but again, I'm not really a massive fan of his at Chelsea.
Ex-Chelsea.
He scored against us a lot though, which happens a lot of teams. But
you might as well keep Beto and Barry. He's in the same category as those two. You ain't any better.
I'd like to think he's got to be slightly better than them.
I don't know, mate.
Honestly, Barry played for 70 minutes on Sunday. It was awful.
So there's always Callum Wilson.
You know what? I'd took the punt on him. Still say it. I'd have Tati from West Ham. I'd have that Fleming from Burnley. Someone like Callum Wilson, he knows where the goal is.
Yeah, and he's a seasoned professional, and I think he would bring something off the bench definitely. And he's in a strange position now because he's not going to go down with West Ham. I think his contract's up. He's not going to sign another one. Or be offered one because there's money that he's on, and he's got to either go.
Welcome to Crystal Palace.
Yeah. Well, could you see him at Palace, Steve? Move on. Palace.
Possibly.
You've got strikers though. Mateta, I think he'll stay.
Yeah. We've got Mateta, we've got Strand Larson, we've got Nketiah. Yeah. I'll tell you who I'm impressed with and looking forward to seeing. There's a guy called Rio Cardines that came on against Arsenal. He played actually for Arsenal, against Arsenal. Started his first Premier League game. He's decent on the wing. Because we got that Roman essay that we loaned out to Coventry as well. So he's coming back. So midfield, we're quite packed. But Lerma, is he going to go? Kamada, he hasn't renewed his contract and he goes wherever Glasgow goes. So we could lose them. But I would take 12th again. I happily take 12th in a little European run. Will we win Europa? No, I don't think we're good enough to win Europa. It depends what happens to players and managers, etc. So Iriola to join. Players to stay. I don't think we need a huge amount of investment in there. I think Canvo that came in and started playing after Gahey left has been absolutely mustard. PSG and Barcelona are sniffing around him as well. Then you've got Lacroix at the back. There's Liverpool sniffing around him as a replacement for what's his name? Virgil van Dijk.
And Matey Boy's going now as well, isn't he?
Is that Robertson?
No,
Conte.
Konate.
Oh,
Konate.
yeah,
Konate.
He's gone off.
Konate.
Yeah, gone for the free. So they'll be sniffing around Lacroix or Canvo. So yeah, 12th little European run. Iriola as manager, and I'll be happy.
I think it's just managing now, isn't it, as well? Because you're going up another level in Europe, and you manage Europe brilliantly, but
Sean Dyche did well with Forest in Europe.
We were poor in Europe until the Fiorentina game. We were poor.
Yeah,
and
you actually realise there's a trophy to win.
Squad size.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Squad
size.
Well, yeah, you look at Tyrick Mitchell. 60 games he's played this season. 60. It's a phenomenal amount of games, and then half of them, you've got 12 players going to the World Cup. So they're going to be absolutely shattered come the end of the summer. And what are we going to get? 10 days if they're lucky? And then straight back into a 38-game season plus Europa.
Your season now is really difficult because you've got those other competitions and there's a game every week in there. So it's a difficult one managing that, especially injuries and coming back from an international tournament as well. And they might feel that they're rested, but actually their muscles on, and there will be injuries definitely. So you do need to invest in squad size, like Jay said. Definitely.
You're right. I'm worried about torn hamstrings, ACLs, leg breaks, ankle breaks. It could happen in the World Cup in that heat.
ACL.
Well.
Never heard of it. Yeah, you could be the new Spurs. Woo.
Not that
bad. No, you've actually won more than one.
We've certainly got. Although people say they're cringy, I don't think they're that cringy as fans.
Oh.
What they call us? The stripy Nigels, they call us.
Yeah, I can see that.
Morning Brighton, morning Millwall, morning Charlton. Hi there.
Fantastic.
On the SC25.
Nice.
We're having a party, we're having a ball. Brighton and Millwall with one all.
And very finally, we talked briefly on the England squad last week before it was announced. There are some omissions, but the one major inclusion, which I was surprised at, was Ivan Toney. So he is a striker which actually could do a job for some English teams as well. I know there's quite a few teams.
Any of our clubs he could play at, and he'd do really well at any of our three clubs.
I think
so.
So.
I'm going to say it. Chris's camp here. Doesn't matter who the centre forward is. Your captain's a centre forward. So unless something goes drastically wrong, they ain't going to play more than 20 minutes in a game. So it doesn't matter if you're Ollie Watkins, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Ivan Toney, Harry Kane is the first player that starts in that team because he's the England captain. Yep. So I think I agree it's a bit of a curveball, but it's not a starting curveball, if you know what I mean, Chris. It's just someone is an option. And I bet he's gone. Harry Kane plays if he's fit. We need an option. So it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Ivan Toney that you can just lump.
And Watkins is a different type of player.
Lump the ball to and go from there. So I think it is surprising, but not surprising enough to where I think, oh my God, I think it's just an option that's your plan B option.
Yeah, and the omission of Harry Maguire as well, although
I'm surprised by that one.
Yeah, but I think that he just wasn't sure he was going to play him all the time, and I think that possibly the optics are that he doesn't respond well to being dropped, and he is a senior England player, if that makes sense. He's been to a lot of things. So, regards to Henderson being in there, he's not expecting to play. Yeah, he's not expecting to play. But
I have a massive problem with this. Like, if he is a cheerleader for the changing room, or an arm around the shoulder for the young lads, take him as part of your coaching staff, because he's 34, 35, 36, whatever he is. Take him as part of the coaching staff and put Gibbs White in there, the highest goal scoring midfielder in this season. It's shocking. It's shocking.
But again, I think he knows his narrative of his team now.
You think he knows his first 11? His best 11?
He has.
I don't know if it's his best 11, but I think he knows what he's going to play. I think that's where he Gibbs White and James Garner don't feature in that thing.
So, Jay, you know England better than us. Who is his starting team? Top of your head.
I guess I would say Pickford in goal.
Yeah.
Left back would be his name's Rico, isn't it? From that young lad from City, Rico Riley. Is it Rico Riley?
Yeah, Rico Riley.
I think it will be Marcus Gay, and I think he'll pick Konza. Right back, I'm not convinced about right back yet, but in midfield, I think he'll play Elliot Anderson, Declan Rice, and Bellingham. On the wing, it'll be Saka. On the left, I think Eze might have a chance. I do think Eze, someone like that. And then up front will be Kane. I think that's what it'll be.
Yeah, I think
the only thing I wouldn't 100% confirm is Anthony Gordon maybe on the left. If he gets his Barcelona move, he's going to be in the press. So it might be Anthony Gordon on the left, not Eze. But left wing and right back are the only two I'm not 100% convinced about.
I think he'll put Marcus Rodgers in it as well, the midfield. I think he might have a question mark over.
I don't think unless he plays him out left or out right. I think Bellingham, Anderson, and Rice will be.
That's a good midfield. I
think that's a 3 he'll pick. But it's fair to you though. You could say that Anderson and Rice do a similar job, so he could swap Elliot Anderson out and put Rodgers in with their mother. So I mean, there's an option there, but I genuinely think that's what he'll do. And I don't. Yeah. People keep saying he can't play Bellingham. He's a game changer.
He is. He does push forward and support a lone striker.
And you have to mark him. You have to worry about him. I will be shocked, flabbergasted, if Bellingham's not in 17 days' time, whatever it is, isn't on that starting 11. And it would only be because of injury. If people say he hasn't been playing, he has been playing. You don't watch La Liga football.
Yes, start.
I think he will play. And I think Harry Kane starts, so I think that sorts itself out, really.
Pickford, Kane, Bellingham are your first 3 names on the sheet. 100%.
And I think, to be fair, I think Gay is one of them as well. I don't think you can play without him.
Yeah.
I think he's in there, to be honest. And to be fair, Rico Riley, he probably deserves it at left back. I always said to you boys, Man City players struggle because in an England team, you don't get the flexibility. Whereas Rico Riley scored 2 goals against Newcastle. I think it was from left back. He was on the back post scoring goals, and it's like you get that flexibility. When the ball's not your side, you're expected right back to go into midfield to push on or push out to the right hand side, and England don't give you that flexibility. That's anything I'd say, but I would imagine he'll play.
Yeah, I think you're right. What about John Stones?
I like Stones, and I would definitely 100%.
Full game.
He would be the only thing I would say. Would he play in with Gay?
I think he's gone there as a injury sort of cover for those two, or possibly step in on one game.
Take out.
You can play midfield
take
as well.
Out Konza, because Konza to me isn't 100% guaranteed. I mean, it's one of the ones where I think he's had a good season. He plays well for England, and with Maguire not there, he would be the next one. But it wouldn't surprise me if you didn't see him line up with Stones and Gay for the first game.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I think so. Have we actually had that yet? No, I haven't seen that for a while. No, so it's not really.
But he was confident to play him. I think it was in that the September. Was it September or February? The international break. He played Stones from the start without him playing at City, so he obviously knows what he's got in him to do. If that makes sense.
True. Okay, well we shall see. That starts in a couple of weeks, doesn't it? So. Yeah. Interesting times, guys. I'll let you guys get on for your busy day. Have a great
enjoyed that, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
And rest of the weekend. Thanks for listening to the Property Premier League. I've been your host, Chris Mervyn, ably assisted by Jamie Aspland and Steve Green. We'll be back next week with more insights and debates from the world of property and the beautiful game. They think it's all over. Well. Congratulations. Everton, 13th again next season. You know the rest.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Come on, you Spurs.
Up,